Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Kathy TYRO. And for those of you that don't know who we are, Ron and I are the co-founders of the Ridge Project and the co-creators of TYRO.
TYRO is a Latin word which means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new, a warrior. And our curriculum TYRO was what was created out of our own personal life journey.
That's right. So Ron and I did 15 years in the prison system. Ron doing time on the inside, while the kids and I did the time on the outside. Out of that journey, we learned a lot about what it means to become successful. And what it means to be successful is to build a strong, healthy, thriving family. And out of that, then you can begin to reach your dreams. You can be successful in your community and your workplace.
And we've quickly realized that to really become successful, it has to be right where you're at right now.
That's right.
That's where it begins. You know, TYRO is a journey, becoming part of this holistic approach of where, how can you have a healthy relationship? How can you have a healthy family, even while you're still incarcerated? That's what becoming a TYRO is all about.
And even more importantly, becoming a TYRO means becoming a dad worth following. So we really seek what our passion is to build a legacy of strong families by equipping fathers that are incarcerated or recently released to be able to really reconnect to their kids and build a new legacy and a new relationship with their children.
So we are excited today to be with you, excuse me, to be with you today and talk about, what you're gonna be inundated when you get home. Now listen, dads, there's so much out there that's gonna be pulling you and compelling you and fighting for your attention.
Right.
Right.
And you don't want to give to something else what actually belongs to your children. And you don't want your children giving to something else what actually belongs to them. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about social media. We're talking about this incredible addiction to social media where people are just getting caught up in not real relationships, but in building Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
And it has become an epidemic to where people aren't really having conversations anymore unless they're having a conversation via text.
Right.
Right? Or via
Facebook or instant message or DM, direct message. And so, it's something that is really, really prevalent and really, really important to understand as you make the transition from inside to outside. You need to understand what your teens or your kids are being exposed to, and you need to understand what it is you're going to be facing.
Because one of the things we talk about is, that when you're home and say you want to have a conversation with one of your children, but you've been gone a while and they've been practicing something that become permanent in their life. Because in TYRO, we teach practice makes what? Permanent. And maybe they want to send you a text message. They don't want to talk. Dad, talk to me through text.
So that's one thing that we're going to cover. So stay tuned because today you don't want to miss the show as we talk about social media. We'll be right back.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You'll begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine TYRO's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Kathy TYRO. And today,
we're talking about social media, right?
Social media, yes.
What is it? What do we have? What is social media? When you look at the word social, we're talking about a social gathering. We're talking about people coming together, sharing content.
Or connecting and professionally, connecting personally, just finding ways to connect and grow together or share things together. And when we talk about social media, we're talking about those social interactions that are supported by technology.
And you got to be really diligent and really understand what is it, because in order for today's world, say you get out and you want a job, which you're going to get out, you're going to want a job. But some of the places that you go to apply for a job, their sign says www dot whatever that place is for an application.
Or Facebook, or go to our Facebook, find the link there, and go get the application
So, and in order to have a Facebook page, guess what? That means you need to have an account. But either you have an account, either you're going to be involved in social media, or you're going to be off the grid, right? Maybe you don't want nothing to do with it. But in today's society, to be not only relevant in some way, or to really get content, get information, guess what? You're gonna have to have an email. You're gonna have to have accounts. You're gonna have to have access, and you're gonna have know-how.
Right. And so what we're talking about on the show today, just to make sure that you're tracking with us, is what are the different types of social media out there? Why does it matter to you? And more importantly, why does this matter? Why is this going to be important in how you parent and how you father your children? And this is vitally important that you understand what's out there, and that you understand that you need to be working on your own self-regulation and self-control, because it is a trap. I mean, it's really easy to get addicted and sucked into social media, where it takes up all of your time and energy, and then you don't have anything left to give to the other things that are important in your life.
So social media isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right. It is a wonderful tool. But even more important is as you learn your self-control, is helping your children establish boundaries around what they're doing with social media, which is off the chart.
You know, today's world, I don't know if you ever heard this before, but the iPad, I believe, was created for the 3-4-year-old, right? So the brilliancy of the people who created the iPad, they were already anticipating converting an entire generation to be not only what's the word? Not addicted,
Not
but
just fluent in it.
There it is, fluent.
Right, but dependent upon it.
And that's the key one. Dependent upon this device that they cannot function without it. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Just yesterday, I did not have a nervous breakdown, nor did I throw a temper tantrum, but I was a little bit
anxious.
And distraught, right?
Distraught.
I had misplaced this device, my mobile digital engagement tool, right?
AKA cell phone.
Right, they call this a mobile digital engagement tool, because I have access to the entire world in my hands, which is amazing to me, right? After serving 15 years and trying to raise my sons through a prison visit room, having a relationship with Kathy, and now coming out into the world and being given a device that says, this is the keys to right?
To everything.
To everything, right?
If you want to be relevant, if you want to be popular, if you want people to like you, if you want to be understood, like they make you think and believe that everything that you have to do or that's important is right here on this device. And that's not true, because the things that are most important to you in your life are
right
in
front
of you. They're right in front of
here.
you. They're real things, not digital. This is meant for you to leverage technology in order to reach your goals, not for technology to leverage you to reach their goals.
Well,
say that again?
Say that again, because that's powerful.
Yeah. Technology is meant for you to leverage it to meet your goals, not for technology to leverage you to make their goals. And so all this advertising, like their goal is to suck you in and get you addicted to this. And then they're reaching their goals because you're spending more time on there, more energy, and more money.
And that's in every hustle, right? And you're not mad. We're not mad at them. That's what they do. But we have to have that thing called self-control, right? Self-discipline to know, hey, you know what? And I'm not taking this into my bedroom. I'm not going to be sleeping with it. It's going to stay over there, right?
That's a big one. You wouldn't think that's a big one. That's a big one. Do not sleep with her.
Do not sleep with this. You know, this one here, we got Siri backing up this one, and we don't bring her into our bedroom. The point is, no boundaries, even with this. And we're going to talk about, we're talking about what is social media. Social media is a tool for you to leverage to whatever it is, your goals or your intents, and what you want to do with it. Not for it to leverage you, right? And so we want to be able to understand each function. What's the purpose of each social media device or platform? We're talking about YouTube. We're talking about LinkedIn. We're talking about Twitter. And the list goes on and on again. Is it something you need? Is it something you want? Is it something that's going to benefit you and your family? Right.
Is it something worth investing your time and energy in? And it's really important, even if you decide it's not really something that you need to be doing, it's important that you understand what each one is, because I promise you, your children know exactly what they are. So when we come back, we're going to talk about why it's so important that you know and really break down just briefly what each platform that we're aware of out there does and is capable of doing.
So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Social media coming back.
Playing catch, basketball, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. These are all normal things on the outside, but many times are missed in a visitation setting. TYRO Dads brings the same fun experience to the inside through Family Days. As a TYRO Dad, you have the opportunity to participate in this fantastic event. Family Day is designed to allow fathers and families to engage with each other through activities designed to stimulate communication, learning, and play. Family Days will not only be a highlight for you, but for your children as well. The Ridge Project has strategically developed Family Day as an opportunity to help you connect with your child throughout your separation and help both of you develop skills to continue building your relationship when you return home.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Kathy TYRO.
And today we're talking about social media and their platforms. And what's it got to do with you? What's it got to do with me? What's it got to do with all of us?
What does it have to do with you and your ability to be the best father that you can possibly be?
Now we're talking about dads. Listen, dads, social media is a great tool.
It is an incredible tool.
But let's talk about what you have in your toolbox, Dad. You're at home, you're in your shop.
Well, first of all, let's talk about what it isn't anymore. It used to be, and it was really cool because as we were talking here, one of our cameramen says, "Oh my gosh, you remember MySpace?" It's like, that's right. You know,
now,
a
I've never
decade ago,
seen MySpace, so I was incarcerated when MySpace was around.
Yeah, so 15 years ago, MySpace was the thing, right? And so if people were talking about social media, they were really basically talking about being on the internet and being in chat groups, right? Finding these different chat groups, or being on MySpace. And now, like MySpace, nobody has MySpace anymore. Now MySpace has morphed into like a dozen other specialized social media groups.
But what I was going to say was about the tools in your toolbox.
Yes.
Right? Know what the tool's for. So if I got a, we'll just say if I got a grinder, right? It's in my toolbox. But the tool I need is not a grinder. Maybe I just need a powered sand, something that does
Sand
sanding.
block.
Sand block. Yeah, maybe, okay, a manual.
Little handheld sand block.
I
Yeah,
got these tools, but I don't know what they're called.
No, Ron's always pulling out his
I
electric
said,
grinder.
look
I'm
at
like,
this
all
guy.
you need is this
You know
thing.
what? This grinder right here, one day I'm going to use it. Right?
I was like, put it down.
And
put
so,
it down, walk away.
but you might pull out a grinder, but you only need a hand sand planer, right? That's all you need. But why would you pull out the grinder? Because we don't know what tool to use. We know a grinder's gonna grind it down, but we also know the sander's gonna grind it down also. But maybe the grinder's just too much.
Maybe that's overkill.
Yep, maybe that's overkill. That's right. That's right. All
I was
right.
trying to say it softly.
All right. Overkill. That's right. So if it's not overkill, okay, so anyways, the point is this. Maybe you don't need YouTube. Maybe all you need is Twitter.
Wait, what is YouTube?
Well, you know what? YouTube is you videotaping something for someone.
So the idea
Right.
was that if somebody wanted to be on TV, that they could actually produce their own little videos, and like it's yours, YOU, tube, TUBE. And so, I mean, that has grown like crazy. So you could sit
what?
all day.
Because we're all narcissists,
Yeah.
guys. Listen, you're not the only narcissist dads that are inside prison. Everybody wants to be on TV.
And not just that. I mean, it's not just creating your own videos and putting them up. It's watching other people's videos. And it is an incredible resource for, okay, how do I...
Do it yourself.
Yes.
What is it? Do it yourself.
DIY.
DIY, right.
DIY. Do it yourself. DIY. So there's lots of DIY.
Lots of it.
Lots of them on YouTube. And so you can go on YouTube and you can find all these really cool videos on how to do things. You can find information about
How to
any
fix your
topic you
engine,
want.
how to fix your air conditioner.
How to fix your relationship, how to fix your child,
How
how to
to
fix
do
your
it
husband.
yourself.
Do it yourself. So YouTube's a great tool, but I know my grandson for a while, like all he did all day long was look on YouTube for these action hero little video things, and he'd go over and over for hours. And it's like, okay, stop, connect. And so it's really important, first of all, that you don't get so involved and absorbed.
But you know what? I'll tell you this. You know, when I was looking for a truck, right, and I'm dreaming, and so what do? You go on YouTube and you start to see what's out there.
Right.
Because dealerships, right? Now listen to me. Every business that's out there, every business that really wants to take it to the next level, guess where they're at? You're gonna find them on YouTube because they're videotaping their product, they're videotaping their salesman, they're videotaping and they're trying to sell to the consumer what they have. And so if you're looking for something in particular, say you're looking for a home, guess what? You Google that real estate company that you're working with, and they have everything that they sell right there on camera with YouTube. If you're looking for a new car, they're there. If you're looking for something from Walmart, for example.
Okay,
If
you can tell Ron loves YouTube.
YouTube is a great thing.
So it is a great thing as long as you don't get addicted, and as long as you're monitoring and making sure that your children are watching appropriate things on YouTube. So let's skip on to the next one.
Okay.
So besides YouTube, I'm going to go to Pinterest because Pinterest is sort of similar. When you think about YouTube, there's a lot of do-it-yourself. It's a lot of how to do this. So if you find you have your own board, you set up your own boards, and then you can have boards on eating right, boards on staying fit, boards on how to decorate, boards on car care, whatever it is that you're interested in. That's why it's Pinterest. Whatever you're interested in, and then you take and you find other people's best ideas, best practices, and you grab those and you pin it inside your board. So now it's easy to go back to.
So real quick about Pinterest, we have friends of ours who actually started their own business on Pinterest. And so what they were doing was, it was a mother and daughter, and they began creating these quilts, right, with the instructions on how to do this, right? But what they weren't selling the quilts, but they really were
trying to sell quilts.
trying to sell quilts. That's what they knew. But what happened was that people weren't buying the quilts; they were buying the plans. They didn't want the quilt that they were building. They wanted to do it themselves. All they wanted was the plans. So guess what they started selling now? They don't sell quilts.
Right.
They sell plans.
So that's also a really great platform. It's a great platform to get information, a great platform to share information. But again, making sure you know, because there are some boards out there that are completely inappropriate, that especially your kids have no business being on.
That's right.
And so parental guidance and parental oversight is really important, and boundary setting. So we got to take a short break. But when we come back, we're going to share more about what are the platforms out there, what are they useful for, and what are some of the pitfalls. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Dear son, it's been hard these last few years, watching you grow up without me in the picture. Never taking the time to find out how you were or what was going on in your life. You're just a boy, I thought. You don't need me. I didn't need my dad. He was never around, I told myself. But I was wrong, son. I'm supposed to be a grown man. I was selfish. I was stupid. I was thinking of me, not you. If I could go back, son, and change things, I would. It's taken me all this time being selfish to finally grow up and realize I need to be a responsible man. That's what I finally learned, not from prison, but the TYRO program. It's all about becoming a better, stronger man. Wish I would have gotten it sooner. Everything looks different to me now. I'm a changed person. I know I need to be there for you now. It's not about me anymore. It's not about being cool. It's not about who I run with. It's about mom. It's about you. It's about being a better man, learning something new in my life. It's about being a TYRO, a man worth following. I'm your dad. You're my son, and I love you. I am a TYRO. I'm a TYRO. Dad.
If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO or just want to know more, contact your local Ridge Project facilitator or your caseworker.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tiarina.
And I'm Kathy Tiarina.
And today we're talking about social media, so we really want to give a list on that. We can think off the top of our head what's out there.
What are the different platforms?
What are the different platforms?
That could snag you, snarl you, and get you stuck into an
Snarl.
Snarl you.
Is that what the facial expression too?
That's
All
right.
All right, we're having a good time today, and we hope you're really
Snare you is what I mean.
Yeah, that's the word, snare. So check this out. So my list is this: YouTube, right? We have Twitter,
Yep.
Right? We got LinkedIn, we got Snapchat, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Reddit, and Kathy mentioned one that I didn't have on my list, Pinterest.
Right.
Right.
And those, I'm sure, are just the beginning of the different opportunities out there, because there's also a lot of groups that you can join. So you join these groups, that you involve in conversation. And so all of those things are really wonderful tools, really wonderful resources for you to grow, to become better, and to learn more about your interests. But they are also pitfalls. We know so many families where the father or the mother will get caught up in a relationship with somebody that's not even real, that's online.
Yep.
Also, that mom or dad will get so addicted to what they're doing online that they are failing to parent. So they're totally uninvolved in their children's lives because what's happening on that screen, it becomes more important than their children. And the same then can happen to your kids. If you're not really careful and monitoring what they're doing, what they're watching, the places that they're at, the people they're connecting to, they can be getting draped off into really bad things through these social media groups. And so it's really important, first of all, you understand what is out there, what are the platforms, what does each one do. The things that kids are most involved in right now are Instagram and Snapchat. And Snapchat they love because you do a snap, you send it, and it's gone in 3 seconds, I think. So people can screenshot it, but then they know it's screenshotted. But the kids in today's world are thinking that I can do this and it doesn't really matter what I send out there because it's going to be gone in 3 seconds and nobody's ever going to know. But that's not true. I mean, people, not only are they screenshotting, but they're taking another phone and taking a picture, then they don't know. They're sending images and messages of things that they would never say or do in person. And so that physical barrier is being reduced.
So dads, those are some of the negative aspects of social media. But some of the positive aspects of social media is learning and growing. You know, one that we did not mention is our own personal platform that we have here called TYRO 365.
Right, or lynda.com.
Or lynda.com is one that we utilize here. And these are like 3 to 8 minute videos on learning, education, right? And TYRO 365, that platform there is also a learning platform for TYROs to come on board, communicate with other TYROs, and get help. And there's other professional development curriculum on this platform.
Right, so for your personal, professional growth and development. And so what we really want to encourage you to do is find out more about all of these platforms.
Yep.
Talk to your kids and find out what platform they're on. Find out who their friends are, because you allow friends, and then your friends can see everything you do, where you are, most of the time your location, because they've got a location on there. And so it's really important that your children understand that, you know, if you don't know somebody, you need to block them. They don't need to be on there, because then this is a stranger that's learning all about you. And that picture of that stranger might not even really be who that person is.
I'll tell you what, sometimes somebody, a kid or dog, you might like something that somebody posts, but you didn't see none of their other posts.
Right.
Maybe that post was appropriate, but 90% of the other posts are inappropriate. You know, maybe they're just too far out there. And so it's important to teach our kids, listen, just because you like that one, don't, because then it opens up them to follow you,
Right.
or you're inviting them. Maybe you didn't invite them, but by you liking something is inviting them to come and check out your site, and they start following you, and maybe they're not who you want to be following or them to be following you. Right?
Rich, can you believe it? Like, I'm following you, you're following
You
me, I'm
know?
going to friend you, I'm going to unfriend you, I'm going to tweet that, I'm going to retweet that.
Oh my
Right,
goodness.
like all this
It's crazy.
I'm going to DM you, I'll IM you later. And so they have
Yeah.
all this language. Make sure you understand it. And then make sure that you determine, okay, this is my self-regulation. I will not spend more than an hour a day on any social media. And that means combined. So that means if I am on Facebook for 30 minutes, I have 30 more minutes to spread across any other social media, because I have too many other important things
Yep.
that I need to be doing, like investing in my children's lives, investing in my grandchildren's lives, investing in my relationship.
You know, I wonder now, because I know in Ohio, they're going to be allowing them to be able to call from their tablets.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder what it looks like now.
For you.
Right now in the day room. If you guys all have tablets in there, does it look like in the day room like it looks like out here at a restaurant with people with their cell phones?
So here's what happens. People are out eating.
We're out
the
eating,
whole family has
and
a phone.
we're guilty of this too. So please, we're not. This is
not much.
not much, but we have to tell ourselves, okay, you know what? Either I'm gonna leave my phone in the car. We don't need both
Right.
phones. Let's just bring one.
So we sit in a restaurant and we watch. So we might come and say, hey, I gotta answer one email or send one text, and then we sit them down.
Put it down, or one text to send
And
out that we're here.
We see people, whole families, each of them have a cell phone in their own little world, order their food, go right back here. They don't make eye contact. They're not talking to each other.
Yep.
They're missing out on an incredible opportunity to build connection.
And then when you walk into a restaurant out here in today's world, these restaurants are filled with TVs.
Yeah.
Inundated. You can go to a booth and there's a TV right here. Yeah. So I don't know what the day room looks like out there. My point was this, that if you're seeing the day room become inundated with your tablets and nobody's talking to each other,
right. You need to begin to set boundaries right now, because practice makes permanent. And as you transition home, you're going to want to make sure that you're building real connections with your family and especially your children. So when we come back, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to tie it all together and give you some things that you can do even right now to prepare you for the onslaught of social media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You'll begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine TYRO's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Kathy TYRO.
And today we've been having a great time talking about social media.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Is it infecting you or affecting you? Right?
And you want it to affect you, not infect you.
That's right. So in everything we said, we talked about Facebook, Twitter, and things of that nature, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Reddit.
These are some great platforms, right? They're meant to help you achieve what you're trying to do, your dreams and your goals.
But you have to make sure you have boundaries. So some of the first things you have to do is make sure in there, I know you don't have access to this. So the first thing you need to do is talk to your kids. Find out what it is that they're on, find out how they're using it, find out how long and how often they're using it. And if you have concerns, talk to your children's caregiver, whether that's your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, whoever it is that's caring for your children. Talk to them and express your concerns, because there's a ton of new research that's showing how social media and an addiction to it is actually influencing and creating problems in the brain research on kids being more likely to engage in at-risk activities like drinking, drugs, having sex, getting pregnant as teens, all those things you want your kids to avoid. So you have to be proactive as a parent. So number one, find out what your kids are doing. If you're concerned, number 1A is talk to the caregiver.
And number two, and that's awesome, baby. And number two is make sure that you have an understanding, right? As you're asking, what research can you do while you're there prior to coming home? So there's a lot of young people coming into penitentiary, unfortunately, and so they maybe have been exposed to these platforms prior to you getting home. Maybe you've been incarcerated a little while, and this stuff did not exist when you were out. So it's wise to start asking the people that are coming in there, hey, tell me what's happening in that world today. I see this on TV, I'm seeing it, but never experiencing it. I don't really have a total understanding. What is it and why do I need it?
Right. And the third thing that you need to do is set boundaries. So you're going to set boundaries for yourself and your own usage and decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how often I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to leverage those platforms, not let them leverage me and get sucked into them. And 3A, set boundaries for your children. Make sure that there are filters on. Make sure that you have got blocks on your phone. Make sure that they set their privacy settings correctly so that they're private and only their friends are seeing things. It is your job, Dad, to protect your time, to invest in your kids, and to help your children protect themselves by putting boundaries around social media.
And we can't say this enough, fathers. Do not take any of this for granted.
Right.
Do your homework. Be diligent about understanding what's out there, right? And how to have access to it. Because greater people than us, gentlemen, are you ready, dads? Greater men than us have fallen. So stay on your guard, understand what it's there for, why you need it or why you don't need it. Okay? Thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your journey.
We hope you learned something new today that you can use to become a better dad.
So until next time, always remember, we are rooting for you.